Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. So today, as you can see in the description, I was asked to, because as I told you in my previous videos, that I am a dressmaker by profession. So I was asked to show for beginners how to sew or cut a skirt, or some other things. So the first one will be how to take the measurement for the skirt, just a simple skirt, and how to cut a simple skirt. As we go along, I will be showing you how to cut other skirts, the styles, and how to cut whatever you ask. Okay, so just watch, and if you have any questions, I am on Instagram, Facebook, and in the comments below you can ask me whatever you want, and I'm willing to reply to you. Okay, so don't forget to give me a thumbs up, subscribe, hit that notification bell, so whenever I'm uploading a video you'll be able to be notified, and just share my video, because there's a lot of persons who would love to learn how to sew, and I am here for you guys. Okay, now taking the measurement for the skirt, you take the waist, make it, ask the customer if it's comfortable, and then for the hip you turn the person sideways where you can see the highest part of the hip. So I'm letting her turn around, and you can see the highest part of the hip. That's where you take, and you make sure it's comfortable. Some people love it slack, some people love it a little bit close. So, and then you take the length. So you only need 3 measurements for a skirt like this. So the waist, you can tie a string around and see where the waist is. Wherever the string falls perfectly, that's where the waist is, and you take the length. So the person should not be looking down when you're taking the length, else it will be shorter. And that's it for a skirt like that. Okay, for the skirt now, you fold the fabric in 2, and you find the waist at the top. So as you remember, 3 measurements for a skirt like this. So from the tip to where the exact waist is, if the waist is 20, the quarter of that would be 5, and then you put a ½ inch for the dart and another 3/4 inch for that. For the hip is 8 to 9 inches down from the top. So you mark 8 to 9 inches down, and then across that now is the hip, a quarter of the hip. So if the hip is 40, a quarter of it is 10. You add 3/4 inches for the allowance, and then the length. You see guys, just 3 measurements: the waist, the hip, and the length. If the person has a high hip, like a big bottom, you would more put the from the top to the bottom for the hip, you would put it 9 inches. But for a smaller person, you put it 8 inches. And that's it. So you just connect the dots from the waist. And for the bottom of the skirt, a lot of persons, especially younger persons now, want it to be penciled. So you take the measurement for the hip and you take off 1 inch from the bottom. So you take off 1 inch, so you know how much to come into the bottom there, so it will be penciled. So that's it, and you Don't lift the fabric while you're cutting. Put your hands and so it won't move. Don't lift it, else you will change the measurement if you lift it. Just put your hands on it and cut it out. Okay, so next I'll show you how to do the darts. The darts, you're going 3.5 to 4 inches depending on the size of the person. So this person is 3.5 inches. That's where the dart. And then from the top there, you can go 4 inches down where the dart would stop. 4 inches down, right? And you make sure across from the dart is 3 inches. 4 to 4.5 inches down, and across make sure it's 3.5 inches, so it's exact. You place your finger right where the dot is and you mark the other side, and then you'll give a little snip at the top so you won't lose the spot where the dart is. Okay, right at the front there I'm taking off 1 inch, because you know sometimes you have a little gap at the front when a person is wearing a straight skirt. You take off about 1 inch or 1/2 inch from the front there, and there you have it. Give that back the snip because that part came off, and there you have it for the front. Now for the back, you fold the fabric in 2 again. Now the back is a little bit easier because you already cut the front, and the back will be cut from the front piece. So you're going to place the front piece on top of the fabric that is folded in 2, and you give it 2 inches of allowance for the zipper and the split. So after you put the front on the back, you give it 2 inches of allowance. You'll see me measuring the 2 inches. Just wait a little. You're going to see me measuring. I can use my eyes, but for your sake I'm just measuring to show you the 2 inches of allowance right there. See it? So 2 inches, because you're going to need to put the zipper there and the split. So that's okay. That's the 2 inches. We'll write down, and then we're going to mark. We're going to cut out the fabric, cut out the back, and then we're going to mark the zipper. So the zipper is 8 inches. It's an 8-inch zipper. So when you're buying the zipper, make sure ask for a skirt zip, which is normally an 8-inch. So the front and the back, won't be the same right at the front there, because the back should be a little bit higher than the front at the center of the back, so you don't even it up with that little part that you snip off at the front, that 1 inch that you snip off. So I'm going to measure the length of the zipper, which is 8 inches, and you mark it off right there. And then the split would be 7 inches, so you mark that. So that middle piece, that should be where you join the skirt, the back right there. And then for the dart, now you place your finger on that little mark, and you make sure that you don't move the fabric. You just hold it and mark it, so you'll have the darts for the back. And then you snip up at the top of the back. So that's it for the skirt. And for the waistband now, depending on how the person wants, because you can make the waistband 1.5 inches, 1 inch, 1.5 inches, 2 inch, whatever width the person wants it. So if it's a 1.5 inch, you should cut it. When you fold the fabric in 2, you cut it 2 inch, so you'll have that 1/2 inch to sew off, and you'll have the 1.5 inch. If anything you don't understand, you can just ask me in the comment below, and one day I'll do a live chat on this. So I'm making sure that the fabric is even for the waistband, and I think I'm giving her a 2-inch waistband here. So I'm measuring the waist. So if her waist is say 20, when I fold the fabric, I'm giving her 25, or and then measure the, so if she wants it to be 2-inch wide, I'm cutting it at 5. So when I fold that 1/2 inch, when it's folded would be, and she'll have that 2-inch wide waistband. So you know you have to give the allowance for the waistband. So if the waist is 20, you give it an extra 2 or 3 inches over. Okay, so that's it for the skirt.